In general, arbitration process is a way of finding solution to a conflict or dispute between two persons over a single resource or property. Arbitration process includes two things. Initially, we have to find out the person the property belongs to, and second thing is transferring authority of that property to that person in order to use it. Bus arbitration means the property or resource is nothing but the data bus in order to transfer data between the devices. And here multiple devices fight for a single bus in order to transfer data. This conflict has to be solved, and this conflict arises when there is a direct memory access concept. Multiple DMA controller fight for a bus, or processor or DMA controller fight for a bus. So finding solution for this is called arbitration. As we know, processor require data bus in order to transfer data between processor and memory in order to execute the instructions. Similarly, DMA controller of various input-output devices require bus to transfer large amount of data between IO device and memory. So a conflict may arise when processor and a particular DMA controller both fighting for a bus access at the same time, or the conflict may arise when multiple DMA controllers of various input-output devices fight for the accessing the bus. Arbitration processor decide which DMA controller or processor has to access the bus. The device which wins the conflict is called bus master, which starts accessing the bus for data transfer. Once a device or processor becomes bus master, that device uses the bus in order to transfer the data. Once that data transfer is completed, that device has to relinquish its bus master position. That means device has to voluntarily give up its bus master position. Then again arbitration process is executed and one more device is selected as a bus master. So that device can use the bus for data transfer. So this process keep repeating. So the textbook definition for your bus arbitration is the process by which next device to become the bus master is selected, and bus mastership is transferred to the selected device. It is called bus arbitration. Every IO device or processor has its own need of accessing data bus or bus in order to transfer data. So this need should be considered in the bus arbitration process. That means there must be some priority. Otherwise, if single device wins the bus arbitration process every time, other devices may not get the chance to communicate with other devices using buses. So there are two different type of bus arbitration process. We can execute bus arbitration process in two different ways. One is the centralized arbitration, one more is distributed arbitration. So centralized is very simple, where somebody take care of bus arbitration processor called arbiter, bus arbiter. Bus arbiter performs arbitration. In distributed arbitration, every devices participates in the arbitration and all devices together execute the arbitration process. Here there is no single bus arbiter. In centralized bus arbitration process, there will be an arbiter, bus arbiter, who takes control of entire arbitration process. A processor itself can behave as a bus arbiter. It can take care of bus arbitration process. Or sometimes there will be a separate circuit designed for bus arbitration process. If bus arbiter is the processor, you should also remember that processor can also participate in the bus arbitration, because processor also requires data bus to transfer data between memory and processor to execute instructions. So whenever processor requires a bus, it should also compete for the bus. Now let us see how exactly it works. So when there is a current bus master, basically when computer is turned on or processor is turned on first time, the processor itself is the bus master. Default bus master is processor. Now when multiple DMA controllers or processor and one particular DMA controller compete for the bus. For example, here there are two DMA controllers, that means two input output devices which require bus. So they use bus request line. For example, DMA controller 1 and DMA controller 2 both the uses bus request line to request for a DMA, that means to request for accessing data bus. Now processor, if processor is the arbiter, then processor receives the signal in bus request line and comes to know that there is a competition between two DMA controllers to accessing bus or to become bus master. Now processor uses bus grant signal here, which is connected in daisy chain fashion. When processor sends bus grant signal, it initially reaches the DMA controller 1. If DMA controller 1 do not require the bus, it transfers that signal to the next DMA controller. Which DMA controller requires the bus? Then it blocks, that particular DMA controller blocks the bus grant signal by forwarding it to the other devices. So whenever a particular device controllers or DMA controllers uses bus request signal to indicate that they want to become bus master, processor sends the bus grant signal. So let us assume that DMA controller 1 wants to become bus master. So it blocks this bus grant signal. So signal will remain here in the DMA controller 1, which requires want to become bus master. Now initially bus busy line will be 0. That means there is already some bus master who was selected in previous arbitration process, and that bus master is actually using the bus. Now new arbitration process is done and DMA controller 1 is selected as a bus master. This DMA controller 1 wait that bus busy signal here to become 1 to indicate that bus is free. Now who makes that bus busy signal as 1? That is a previous bus master. He has to voluntarily give up his bus mastership. So when the previous bus master uses the bus to transfer data, after that he makes that bus busy signal as 1. So here now DMA controller 1, DMA controller 2 participated in the arbitration process. Processor sent bus grant signal. DMA controller blocked it. DMA controller 1 blocked it bus grant signal because it want to become bus master. So that means it won the bus arbitration process. Now when bus busy signal becomes 1, that means previous bus master has relinquished his bus mastership. Then immediately DMA controller takes control of the bus and makes bus busy equal to 0 again to indicate that new master has acquired the bus. So this is how centralized bus arbitration works when processor is the arbiter. So basically here main signal is the bus grant signal, which has to be blocked by a device which want to become bus master. So the device which blocks bus grant signal by forwarding it to other devices, then that bus DMA controller becomes bus master. So this is the same explanation again given in the theory lines. So one thing you have to important that even though some device win bus mastership, that device DMA controller has to wait to become bus busy signal as 1. And once it becomes 1, the newly won bus master uses the bus and makes bus busy signal as 0 to indicate somebody is using it. Once data transfer is done, that device do not require that bus master position, then that device again should make bus busy line as 1. So bus busy line must be 0 or 1 to indicate 0 to indicate bus is busy and 1 to indicate bus is free. This is the timing diagram of the previous explanation, where they have shown how bus request, bus grant and bus busy signals are used in the centralized arbitration process. Here let us take DMA controller 2 or device 2 wins the bus arbitration process, means becomes the bus master. So let us see how exactly it works. See, initially you can see that bus busy line here bus busy signal, it is 0 now initially. So 0 means a previous bus master who using bus for data transfer. But even though bus is busy, previous bus master is using, we can go execute arbitration process. Okay, once arbitration process is done, new bus master is selected and the new bus master will wait for the previous bus master to voluntarily give up the bus master position. So here previous bus master is using bus, so bus busy signal is 0 up to this time, right? Up to here, up to this time it is 0. But in between bus request is 1 here. That means nobody is requesting arbitration process or nobody is competing to become bus master. So after some time somebody makes that signal as 0. When bus request signal becomes 0, that means one or multiple devices is trying to become a bus master, new bus master. So what processor does? Processor sends BG signal 1, right? Bus grant signal 1 to the DMA controller 1 here. Now DMA controller 1 do not want to become bus master. So that's why he has transferred that signal to the bus grant 2. Otherwise he would block it. So now bus DMA controller 2 receives bus grant signal and DMA controller 2 block the bus grant signal because DMA controller 2 want to become bus master now. Since it has blocked the signal, now DMA controller 2 became bus master, new bus master, and he wait for bus busy signal to become 1. That means he wait for previous bus master to give up his bus mastership and free the bus. Here at this time you can see in this signal here, previous bus master makes bus busy signal as 1 here. Now bus busy signal is 1, indicating that bus is free now. Previous master has relinquished his bus mastership. As soon as bus becomes free, immediately you can see here, because of this signal, immediately bus request signal is made 1. That means whichever devices have requested that DMA arbitration process, they will come to know that somebody has won the bus mastership and they will release all bus request lines. I mean all the devices release the bus request line. So it becomes 1. So it indicates processor that when bus request was 0, there was a arbitration process. Now processor comes to know that when it becomes 1, it has solved the conflict. Somebody has become bus master. Now here in this case device 2 has become bus master. All devices makes bus request as 1 to indicate issue is solved. Then again device 2 makes this bus busy line as 0 because now device 2 is the bus master, it uses bus to transfer the data. So it makes that bus busy signal as 0, means DMA controller 2, that is device 2, makes starts using the bus. So while using bus by device 2, other grant signals, bus grant signals all becomes down. I mean they will bus grant signals just no more required. Bus grant signals are served their purpose, so all goes down. Bus DMA controller uses bus for some time and relinquishes or give up its bus mastership, so it makes bus busy as 1 again to indicate that bus is free. So new arbitration process take place in this time. So this is the same example I have explained, but here device 2 is the bus master. Now there is a one disadvantage you can find using centralized bus arbitration. That is how different devices win the bus mastership. For example, in this example, you seen that here if it is a processor who is the arbiter, bus arbiter, takes care of bus, then there is a one device right, DMA controller 1 or one IO device is connected here. I'll call that device as A. Then one more device is connected in the daisy chain fashion. I'll call it as device C. All these DMA controllers or indirectly devices are connected in daisy fashion. So I'll connect C and D. There are 4 IO devices A, B, C, D. They are connected in like this. So A is, right, the bus grant signal sent by the processor is directly reaches A. Then if A do not require that signal, if A do not want to become bus master, then only A can transfer that signal to the B. Then B can transfer it to the C, C can transfer it to D. Now, initially if A and B are there in the competition to become bus master, definitely A will win the arbitration process because A has the signal, bus grant signal, he block it. Now, one more arbitration process between A and C. If A and C, in one more arbitration process, A and C compete as a bus master for bus mastership. Again, bus grant signal reaches A first, and he blocked the signal to become bus master. Again, C cannot become the bus. See, whenever the nearest device in the daisy chain nearest to the processor have higher chance to become bus master. So the devices far from the processor in the daisy chain fashion like D, C, B, they have to wait, right, to become a bus master for long time. That means whenever A do not want to become bus master, whenever A is not in the competition, then only B can become a bus master. So this is actually the position of A, B, C, D, right? Or for example, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This position, how near they are is based on some priority. A is having higher priority, that is why it is connected nearest to the processor. Then B, C, D are, they are connected in daisy fashion using some priority. But because of this priority, the lowest priority devices do not get chance to become bus master. For that purpose, there is a solution. The solution is nothing but a rotating priority scheme. Now, what is rotating priority scheme? The priority of the devices is shifted after some time. Okay, sometimes like after 10 arbitrations or 20 arbitration processes. Okay, once in 10 or 20 arbitration, or once in 10 minutes or 30 minutes, like that. After a particular time or number of arbitration processes are done, the positions of A, B, C, D are shifted. Means priority is rotated. The highest priority now, initially it was to A, now it will go to B. So B is having highest priority. The B's priority will go to C, and C's priority will go to D, and D's priority will be assigned to the A. Means the priority is rotated. Correct, no? Priority, the current priority of every device is given to the next priority device. And last priority is given, right? Last device priority, which is least priority device, its priority is given to the highest priority. So this is kind of a rotation, priority rotation. Now what happens here? When priority is different, now it's how far they are from processor, that also changes. Now B comes front, right? Then C, then D, and finally A is the lowest priority pushed back in the daisy chain, and processor's bus grant signal initially reach B, then C, then D, and then A. So priorities, we keep rotating it so that every device gets the chance to become bus master whenever it needs. So this is centralized bus arbitration process. Now let us see another bus arbitration process called distributed bus arbitration. This is one more technique of performing arbitration process. Here all the devices which want to have control over the bus, or devices which want to become bus masters, all devices participate in the arbitration process. That means the devices which want to become bus master, those all devices collectively work and select one of the devices as the bus master. Since here there is no single arbitrator like processor, this scheme is more reliable. If one particular device fails, there are a lot of other devices which contribute to arbitration process. In centralized arbitration process, there is a single arbitrator, and if it fails, the arbitration process cannot be continued. In this process, every device is assigned with a 4-bit ID number. A unique ID number is given for every input-output device. The devices which want to become bus master, they transmit that ID, their IDs, to a particular line called, a combination of lines called arbitration lines. So there will be 4 lines called arbitration lines. which holds the 4-bit ID of every device. So when different devices transmit their IDs to the arbitration lines, the arbitration lines collectively have the logical OR output of the all the IDs. Then there will be one more signal called start arbitration signal. So devices, once they place all the IDs to arbitration line, they start the arbitration signal so that arbitration process starts. So any device who want to become bus master has to do two operations. First one is it has to assert or use start arbitration signal and then places its unique ID, 4-bit ID in the arbitration on arbitration line. Now arbitration, different devices which want to become bus master keeps their ID on arbitration line. So overall the value of arbitration line is nothing but logical OR of 4-bit IDs kept by all the devices. Now next step is every device which has kept its ID on the arbitration line reads the arbitration line back, because arbitration line value has changed, that is logical OR of all the IDs. Now it reads back, compares the new arbitration line value to its own ID, then every bit by bit from MSB side, every bit by bit is compared to the value read from arbitration line with the actual ID of the device. If bits are same, nothing is done. When bits do not match, that particular bit and all remaining bits of its ID are made 0 and placed back again in the arbitration line. So similarly, every device places the new value to the arbitration line and reads it back. Now what is the value of arbitration line is the address of a particular device who has won the arbitration, so that particular device can be identified. So let us see this theoretical explanation using a diagram so that we can understand very easily. So we'll have a arbitration lines, that means 4 arbitration lines to hold 4-bit data, okay, or ID of the input device, 4-bit ID of the input device. Then a start arbitration line, start arbitration. So devices are multiple devices, input output devices or DMA controllers. They are connected to all these signals. So initially, for example, if its ID is 1010 and one more device ID, unique ID, 4-bit ID is like 1101 and one more is all ones, 4-bit ID. So initially every device uses start arbitration signal. Imagine these 3 devices want to become bus master. So all these 3 devices start arbitration line, okay, then places that 4-bit ID in these 4 lines assigned to it. That means this device places 1010, one more device places its ID 1101 and third device places ID as all ones. Now you can see in a single line there are 3 bits, right? Single line cannot hold 3 bits, it can hold only 1 bit. So what is that 1 bit? That is a logical OR of all the bits, right, it received from the devices, different devices. So what happens is the first bit of first address is 1, second bit of first bit of second address is 1 and first bit of third address is 1, means logical OR is 1. So that particular line will have value 1. So similarly logical OR for all the signals arbitration lines are calculated. Now once the new here arbitration line value is changes, okay, let us consider the arbitration lines become X, P, then one more bit is Q, one more bit is R, and last arbitration, 4th arbitration line value is S. This is logical OR of bits placed by different device. Now this P, Q, R, S, 4 bits are again read by the every device. Here, every device reads that new 4 bits and compares that new 4 bits, okay, with its ID, the device ID. Compare every bit, right, bit by bit from MSB side, okay, and if it finds a particular bit is not matching with the new arbitration value, then that bit and all remaining bits are made 0. Now a new 4-bit ID is generated. Every device generates this new 4-bit ID and places back again all ID bits on the arbitration lines. All the devices places it back on the arbitration lines. Now again arbitration line becomes logical OR of all the bits placed by different devices. A new value is again calculated. That arbitration line value, the new value is nothing but address of any one of these IO device. So that particular device wins the arbitration. So let us see the circuit diagram here and understand the how exactly the process works. So this is the detailed circuit for distributed arbitration. We can see different signals we are using here. One is arbitration 3, arbitration 2, arbitration 1 and arbitration 0 signal, 4 different lines. That means arbitration code that every device, here one device is connected we have shown. Let us see the device A, its ID is 0101. This is a 4-bit ID, that is nothing but 5 in decimal. So its 4-bit ID is 0101. So this every device will have 4-bit ID. So that's why here arbitration line has 4 bits, arbitration 0, arbitration 1, arbitration 2 and arbitration 3. So these are the 4 lines for arbitration, it's called arbitration line. Then there is a one line called start arbitration. So now how it works is initially, see there are NOT gates here. You can see every line has attached with a NOT gate. Now we can neglect that NOT gate because, for example, let us see arbitration line 3 here. Arbitration line 3 means I have shown in green color. So arbitration 3 means I am placing my 0 ID value 0 here, right? 0, then arbitration 2 is 1, again 0 and again 1. So right? So this is 3, this is bit 2, this is bit 1 and this is bit 0. Okay, so 0 1 0 1 I will place it on arbitration 3 2 1 and arbitration line 0. So let us see arbitration 3 line, that is written in green color. So when we device places 0 on that line, because of NOT gate it becomes 1. Now this one will go to arbitration 3 and when it is received back here in the right green color line, we read it back. So when we read it back again it is 1, but when it passes through this NOT gate, again this becomes 0. That means since every outgoing line as well as incoming line both have NOT gates, so double negation is nothing but no negation at all. That means we can directly neglect these NOT gates. So the process is just like this arbitration process. We neglect the NOT gate. So just device input device A want to become bus master, then it starts, right? It sends 1 and starts the arbitration process. It sends 1 to arbitration, start arbitration signal. Then it has to place its 4-bit ID, that is 0101 on corresponding arbitration lines. That means this particular green color line becomes 0, right? And the blue color line becomes 1. Then this, right, purple color becomes 0 and one more arbitration 0 value becomes 1. Okay, we have neglected the NOT gate. Then what happens is just like this, some other device places its own bits or its own ID on the arbitration line, which won't become a bus master. So all the devices places their IDs if they want to become bus master. So let us consider some other device has placed some value like bits like ABCD. Because I don't know ID of any other device, I'll consider bits as ABCD. So now what happens is every signal here, arbitration signal, can have only one bit, either 1 or 0. Multiple devices places different bits on arbitration lines. So the actual value of arbitration line is nothing but logical OR of every digit placed on that particular line. So let us consider finally this arbitration line becomes bits becomes X. Arbitration 2 bit is Y. Okay, we'll consider P, Q, R, S, P, Q, R and S. Now arbitration line have a total 4-bit value as P, Q, R, S, 4 different digits. So what happens is every device which want to participate in arbitration, they have placed their IDs. Now they will read back logical OR. So we read all this arbitration 3, 2, 1, 0. here using these lines. Now when we read these lines, every device receive it as P, then Q, here R and S. But what is the ID placed on the device on the arbitration line? It is 0101 ID of the device. Now it has received P, Q, R, S, logical OR of all the IDs. So now what happens? It starts comparing. The device itself starts comparing these 4 bits, logical OR bits considered received, okay, with the actual ID of the device which is placed on the arbitration line. So we'll compare. So first from MSB bits we have to compare from 0, okay, it compares to P. Suppose think P is the 0 only. So fine. Next we compare 1, that is the next bit, next MSB bit with the Q. Okay, let us assume Q is 1, so fine. Now third bit, that is 0, is compared with the R, bit R. The actual bit is 0, ID, right? ID bit is 0, the third bit, but received bit R maybe if it is 1. Okay, if it is 1, right from that bit where the difference is observed, right from that bit, all remaining LSB bit are made 0. Here there are only 2 bits are remaining, so that bit and next bit they are made 0. No more comparison. Okay, we start comparing from the MSB bit. Every bit is compared one by one. If bit is same, we keep as it is. If a bit is difference, that is we find any bit is there is a difference, then immediately that bit and all other LSB bits, remaining LSB bits are made 0. Comparison stop there only. So that is a new ID. Now what is the new ID of this device? 0100. Right, because from here last 2 bits, right, third bit we found there is a difference, right, in the received ID, so all other bits we have made 0. So this is the new ID 0100. Now this is again placed on the arbitration lines. Once a new ID is calculated by comparing with the arbitration value, again it is placed on the arbitration line. So now new value placed on the arbitration line is 0100. So everything changes now. All devices do same thing. Whichever the devices want to participate, they will change, compare the ID values and change the ID if there is a difference in the bits, and places those bits on arbitration lines like this. So all the devices again places new ID. Now again arbitration line value becomes logical OR of all the bits placed by different devices. That new value is, okay, I'll call it as again I'll call it as P dash, okay, Q dash, R dash and S dash. This is a new arbitration value now. Logical OR of new IDs placed on the arbitration line. Again this is read by the device. Again it is read by the device. That means device receives that bit here, P dash, then Q dash, R dash and S dash. Now it is not compared with anything. Device just compares whether this is actual ID of the device. What was the actual ID of this device? This device actual ID was 0101. Do you remember? We changed it. But now newly received address P dash, Q dash, R dash, S dash, 4 bits, it compares with its original ID. Now if this is the same ID, if the received bit 4-bit code is nothing but address of the device, that means this device comes to know that it has won the arbitration process. This is the new bus master. If the newly received arbitration value is not original address of the device, then that device comes to know that it has lost the competition of becoming bus master. So this is just we have explained the entire circuit for one IO device. This is what we have to write in diagram in the exam. But for explanation purpose, let me show one more diagram so that the entire distributed arbitration process will be very clear. So you can see the same lines, but I have considered more than one device here. Okay, that's why we have shown all the lines here: arbitration 3, arbitration 2, arbitration 1 and arbitration 0 lines. You can see here Yeah, these 4 lines. Then we have start arbitration signal as usual. The purpose is same here. Now, okay, here there are 4 IDs. Just this first device here, its ID is 5. So that is nothing but 4-bit ID is 0101. Then I have one more device here, its ID is 6. That means 0110. Then here's ID 7, there is one more device with ID 8. So 4 devices are there. Now let us see 2 devices. Okay, this particular devices with ID 5 and device with ID 6 participate in the arbitration process. Means only 2 devices want to become bus master. So how exactly this distributed arbitration process works? Now initially both ID device with ID 5 and device with ID 6 uses that start arbitration line. Okay, and then both will place their IDs, that is here 0101 on the arbitration line, and this device places 0110 on the arbitration line. So let us see what happens here is when it places 010 on first device, arbitration line 3 is 0, arbitration line is 2 is 1, then 0 and then 1. Similarly, one more device places its ID also, that is 0110. Now what is the actual value of these lines? It cannot hold different bits. So actual value of this line is arbitration 3, logical OR is OR of 2 digits, right? 0 and 0. So what is the actual value? Arbitration line is 0. Then arbitration 2, that line become right 1 or 1, that is 1. Then arbitration 1 has 2 digits 0 and 1. 0 or 1 is 1. We have to use logical OR operation here. Again 1 or 0, that is also 1. So this is actually final value of arbitration line. Okay, so what happens is next processor reads this value, devices reads this value back. So what happens when ID 5 device receives that value, that is nothing but 0111, right? It reads arbitration line, it becomes 0111. ID 6 device also receives that 0111, right? 30. So now here both the devices compares, right, ID with the newly received arbitration value with their own original ID. So what happens here? See, when ID 5 is compared, bit 0 and 0 are compared. Then bit 1 and 1. But when compared with the third bit, actual ID is 0 and the received ID bit is 1. So what happens? 0 and 1 will remain. Here third bit becomes 0 and all other bits are made 0. So this is a new address of that device, device A. Similarly, here device B also compares 0 and 0, 1 and 1, here also 1 and 1. So all these bits are kept as it is, but the last bit when it compares, there is a difference. So it makes that bit as 0 and all remaining bit as 0, but there are no remaining bits, so this is the final ID. Now again we start the repeated process. New ID is placed on the arbitration line, correct? No, new value is placed on the arbitration line. So what is the new address placed by device A? That is nothing but here 0, 1, 0 and 0. New device after new ID after comparing with the logical or arbitration value. Similarly, device B also has changed its ID 0, 1, then 1 and 0. Now what is the logical OR of each arbitration line? This is, we have 2 bits here, 0 and or 0. 0 or 0 is 0, logical OR. Then here again 1 or 1, nothing but 1. Again arbitration 1, that is 0 or 1, logical OR. So 0 logical OR 1 is 1. Finally 0, 0. So this line becomes logical OR is 0. So this is a new arbitration value. So what is that? 0, 1, 1, 0. Correct? No. Now this is again read by all the devices which have placed their IDs, means which are intended to become bus master. They will read again. That means device A and device B, ID with 5 and ID with 6. These devices read these arbitration lines once again. So now device A receives that value here. We can see the device A receives new arbitration value 0, 1, 1, 0. Similarly, device B also receives new value as 0, 1, 1, 0. What is the next step? They compare with their original ID. So 0, 1, 1, 0 is the newly received value, but its origin ID is 0, 1, 0, 1. So device A comes to know that it has lost the competition. But what is the device B? It has received 0, 1, 1, 0 and its original ID is also 0, 1, 1, 0. Means on arbitration line, right, after second time placing the newly calculated ID by every device, whatever the value that arbitration line will have, that is nothing but the actual address of the device which has won the arbitration process. So now device B has won the arbitration process. So this is the step. For every device there are steps like you place original ID on the bus, then read logical OR of that arbitration line, then compare with your original ID and change the ID value, again place it on the arbitration line, again read logical OR of the arbitration line and see whether that is the address of your device. If it is not the address of your device, then you have lost the competition, become bus master. Otherwise, if it is the address of your ID, then you have win the competition. So this is how distributed arbitration works. So the same explanation whatever I have given in these 3 slides, it is explained theoretically in the next slide. So here also they have explained same thing. You can see here 2 devices, right, A and B with the ID 5 and ID 6 are participating in the competition or arbitration process. Now initially this is ID 5 placed on the arbitration line, device B places his ID 6 on the arbitration line. So now logical OR of the arbitration line is 0, 1, 1. Logical OR of all the IDs placed on the arbitration line. Correct? No? 0, 1, 1. Now device A and device B read arbitration line. That is nothing but logical OR of all the IDs placed on the arbitration line. Here we had placed ID 5 and ID 6. Its logical OR is 0, 1, 1. We have seen, right, in previous slide. So now device A reads arbitration line and it receives ID as 0, 1, 1. Okay. So what it does after receiving that new logical OR? It compares with its original ID bit by bit from MSB side. Now its original ID MSB bit is 0. So whatever it has received here also it is 0. So that 0 is kept just as it is. Then next bit is original ID is 1. The next bit in the received ID is 1. So device 5 keeps next bit it as 1. Then third bit here received bit is 0 but original ID bit is here 1. Change, no. So that bit and all remaining bit is made as 0. So this is a new ID calculated by, here you can see device 5. Similarly device 6 also calculates its new ID, that is nothing but 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay. Now both devices keep, right, new ID on the arbitration line. Okay. So this is kept by ID 5, device 5 and this is kept by device 6. You can see device 6 ID has not been changed. Yeah, it is just a coincidence. Now what is the logical OR of these two on the arbitration line? The logical OR of these two is 0, 1, 1, 0 itself. So this is read by again both the devices. Here this is the logical OR that is read by the both devices ID 5 and ID 6, and it is actually address or ID of the device B, right, that is ID 5. Sorry, ID 6, device B with ID 6. Correct? No. When again both the devices read, device A comes to know that its actual ID is 5 but arbitration line has ID 6. So it comes to know that it has lost the competition. When device B receives this ID, it comes to know that that is the ID of that device itself, So device B thinks that it has become bus master. So this is a distributed bus. So there are centralized bus arbitration process and distributed bus arbitration process. So this is a very important topic in the perspective of exam also, or they might ask to explain bus arbitration itself for 10 marks, 8 marks, or they might ask any specific arbitration process, either centralized or distributed. So you have to explain with example. So this is about this video, bus arbitration. Thank you.